Hello everyone, welcome back to Alchemy Factory. Let's get into it. Looking at the current setup I've got, we need to figure out a better way to do what I'm currently doing, only because having the double and triple setup, it honestly feels like it is tryharding, and not in a good way, so here's what we're gonna do. Since we are slowly processing everything, and while we do need nails, and we will need all this upgraded, I think what we need to start doing is decommissioning some of the material that we're working with. Only because when you look at this, we're building quite a large quantity of everything. But we are not doing anything with them. And what we want to do is start getting a lot of this set up in such a way that it's always attempting, at least, to run at capacity. And the reason for that, which you'll notice if I come to... Why do I always do that? Here. If we come here to stone, we can make it into other things. And we're already making the sand, and we're already making the mortar. So now we're making quicklime. Now, quicklime is quite literally only used to make quicklime powder. From there, it can be used in dozens, well, not dozens, it can be used in 4 recipes. Those 4 recipes become exponentially more important. Like, one's a sellable potion. The other is quicklime water, which is going to be used elsewhere. But the other is basic fertilizer. So we do need to at least start by getting all these properly set up. Instead of doing half measures, let's get it going. Now, the part that's going to be a bit of a pain is getting fuel in here while also ensuring that while also ensuring that everything is working as intended. So what we're going to do make this. And at least for now, while these will not be able to keep up, I wholly suspect that I will be able to eventually increase my capacity on these and bring capacity up to where it needs to be. Now, the biggest issue I'm going to run into is I can do 90 of these per second. Let me get the... We do need a good solution for this, and I think what I'm going to do is, for now, do that. And because I've done that, this get all this at least prepped. Once the fires start going, this is going to get very, very, well, best way to describe it, it's going to get warm. Now, I don't think I have a good solution. Because this right here, as nice as this is, only works if the money's coming in, and right now the money is not coming in. But doesn't mean we can't try. Okay, we're missing 7 rope. Thankfully, I have rope building up. The main point of this is to generate enough coal to keep as many furnaces running as possible. So, what I'm gonna do, copy as much of that as I can, confirm. We're gonna put it right here in the corner. Quite, you know, the overdrive one would think, but it will give us the capabilities that we need. Especially if I'm going to be using this setup for anything else, it'll really help out. And the other thing I need to do, copy these. By doing this, that. Why not? Now all I need to do is go get a piece of coal, toss it in there, and let it cook up a bit. While it is a bit of a waste, seeing as it will be burning without use, the simple fact remains I'm not selling that many mortar and pestles, and at least for right now, I don't need a lot of what I have. Like, I've got more currently being produced than I'm likely to use for any sane amount of time. So we're gonna at least try and get the whole thing going. Toss 3 wood in there. Let it go, let it cook. Hopefully, by having 2 of these, it will self-run. Now, what I'd love to do is get a... Oh, that worrisome. It's like saving failed, so... we will save ourselves. Don't really need any of that stuff, so... looking at what we have and what we're looking to achieve, we need to start looking at some of our better priced items, because right now I don't really have a need to keep the wooden gears up. I don't have an I do have a need to keep the soap up. I believe the soap is keeping the money going. Gemstones do need to be kept up, and in order to keep those gemstones up, I do need sand. Now, good. Let me see. Target is too far. That's what I was worried about. How about here? Close enough. Oop. And now I'm out of wood because reasons. Thankfully, all these reasons are relatively simple to work with. Second one of these, and do that. Now, 2 of these is already more than enough to keep up, but by splitting it into 3, it does allow me to work with quite a bit more. The other thing I need to look at is, I believe this will eventually settle down stable movement. Quicklime powder will have to get used elsewhere, especially if we are doing basically any of our late game products. Like this right here is fine, I just have to move it because this is a very self-contained system. Right now our biggest issue is the fact that just about everything keep doing that button. Let's see. I don't like doing it this way, because it means I will have money sitting around that does not need to sit around, but will ensure that it stays powered for a while. It is nice that it is moving so slowly that it is able to build up. That is quite literally stone dealt with. At least to the quicklime level. we will need to use it for other products. That is going to require actually getting there. Do this. Of course. I need to do this and this. That. That. I can then come here. That. I don't know if it's gonna... Okay. It's fine doing that. And... ta-da! Wrong type of... thing. Fight with coal. There we go. The main reason for doing that is so that I can build out the roof a little more. Right now, aren't really doing that great. We are gonna cut it and paste it. And that way, we're still off. There we go. Oh. Well, that's irritating. There we go. Now we're up here without too much issue. Haha, cool. Earning XP. Cool. That's actually the end of the day. So we're losing money again. Most of it's on coal. A lot of it was on stone. In theory, that price of stone should go down. Now, I can make fuel better. I can make fertilizer last longer. But I think I need to fix my production times. Because right now, I'm producing things at pretty unfortunate intervals. And we want to fix that. So now we're doing 15 every minute. Doesn't help that I'm cutting it in half, hitting these, but the easy solution would be to separate it out. But right now, we are still already producing more than we need. And because I'm also reducing how much heat is needed, it's all burning a little better. So it's one of those it fixes itself kind of things. This is used to make fertilizer, and this fertilizer right here, using to make the potash to make the fertilizer. So this whole setup no longer technically necessary. So, what we're going to do, come here, we're going to turn that off. All of this stuff down. There we go. Do. And at least for right now, actually, I'll leave those in. I think for right now, what we're going to do is leave those to basically self-dispense. What's happening is it's trying to move it all over here to get it ground down, and that's not actually solving the problem. Thankfully, this is producing more of these. They will keep me afloat. But given what I know, would behoove me to keep most of this running efficiently. And grabbing some concoct. Here and there. Oh, yeah. They might run out, but these won't. Now, I do need gears and different levels of gears in order to keep building things, so I can't get rid of them entirely. Bulk orders are nice, but building a Jupiter is not an easy task. Do I even... I don't think I even have transformation set up yet. Yeah. Like right now I'm having the Jasper set up just to get the experience. Other than that, or sorry, Jupiter set up. And I'm using it as a bit of a system feed to get rid of all the excess wood I have just sitting around. Now, with that in mind, I should make a set of tables, or at least one table, whose main purpose is going to be keep storage of my gears and things of that nature. Need to the whole thing off the wall by 1. And the reason is so I can feed up to it. So what I want to do is have something like this. I don't need a whole bunch of everything. At least not right this very instance. Like, this stuff is good for Jupiter, and I might make a Jupiter contraption at a point. But, like, even if I go into... That's kind of cool. But even if I try and make a Jupiter for sale, it is worth 30 coins, but the amount of production that goes into it is extremely high. Not to mention, apparently, it is used in other craftings. Now, I would have to hazard a guess to say that they are used in some of the late game things. So if I come here, does this give me... That gives me a Saturn. Again, it's probably used in other things. Mercury. Luna. And that's one of the uses for a Jupiter. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna know what I'm using Jupiter for. I can make my own silver coins. That is absolutely ridiculous. Venus. I wondered. Okay, so I can process. You can turn coins into copper. That is cool. So, once I do unlock that level, I will be able to craft my own financial means out. That might be a thing for one of the next videos. For right now, we need to start packing up some of these things that are not going to behave well. Like, having this nursery set up, great. Having it very weakly dependent on a system that is barely functioning, not so much. Especially when it's being powered by charcoal powder. Now, that's great for getting rid of, you know, for using the excess wood. I've already got it. You know, I'm already making it. It is absolutely the best way to do this. However, with me increasing the yield count for a lot of this stuff, I might have to then take this charcoal powder and convert it into some other goods. So let's go here. Charcoal powder. So I then has chance of failure is too cool. So this could make either coke or charcoal. Now, that's actually not a terrible thing for me, because I can basically use it to convert something low grade into something high grade. It also, yeah, like, And doing that will use up the wood. So that might be my next little project. Okay, so I can do that. I go here, there. What is the best way of doing this? I think, as silly as it sounds, it might behoove me take it from over here and just toss it to where I need it. Need more rope. Always comes down to needing more rope. Probably gonna be the next thing I optimize, simply so I don't have to deal with it. I set you to make coke. As a secondary process, I can... Actually, how quickly do you produce? I don't know if it's going to be worth the value to do that the way I was thinking of doing it, but see, if I go here, do this and that, that, okay. What I want to do is that. That way I can bring it in from there. There, bring this in from here. There. This. Keep going. See if it will be of value if this works. Go on. Could, in theory, use this to produce quite a bit more. Okay, so the more valuable thing is on the right. Good to know. And mount that. This. Around. Is it gonna let me get away with this? It is. Cool. And at least for now, charcoal powder. And it seems like it's mostly self-generating, so it should be fine. If it does run out, what I can do is redirect this to actually put it into the furnace and call it a day. Okay, why is all this slowed down? Okay, let's see if my expenses are doing better today. Advantages, which automatically put me ahead, but my normal sales are doing a lot better, and since I'm not buying an extensive amount of wood, with the exception of this, I'm doing fine. I think what I'm gonna look into is what goes. Go, our transformation potion. Let's do this, complete our milestone. And cool. And growth potion is next. That's actually quite useful. Because when I go here to V, okay, so it takes the longest and produces the least. This, when smelted, will make sulfur and iron ingots. That's insane. Oh, yeah, that's obscenely expensive. This will make sand and salt. Now, while I might need salt, I don't need salt now. Also, apparently, make salt elsewhere, so that's not particularly useful. Wolf powder, chamomile. So I can make a bunch of stuff that is interesting, but not particularly useful. My next thing I should do. Why is this stopped? Okay, so it's out of cold code because we're gonna have money. That's actually a simple, well, I say it's a simple problem. It's a silly problem. As a merchant, being out of money, especially out of money products that you are manually generating, is a little bit ridiculous. one thing I really like is that they don't self-set their target. So it does allow me a little bit of freedom. Work on fixing some of this. There. Really do need to make a better set of stairs. That might be what goes in this area. And I'll just move the wood crafting. Which one hits the top shelf? This one. Set you to go there. Those. There. Drop those in so they self-register. Get our transformation potions. Fancy stones. Why are you the hold up? Need more healing potion. Healing potion. Hold up. Let's see. Do I have the overflow? You. No. Now here comes the funny bit. I can use what I've already got. And because I have it breaking it down into single coin outputs, should help keep us funded. And transformation potions are going to help. They're going to help quite substantially. Don't need to split the coins out anymore. It just kind of is what it is. I have it auto converting it. As long as I'm not too crazy with it, I will always have a little bit of coinage. Alright. It seems like a good place to call it. Now that we've got our blue potion set, we will be doing quite a bit better. Alright, everybody. Take it easy.